The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Wait till you hear how big of a phony Colin Cowherd is with his latest take about the Jets. We have video evidence, baby. We'll talk about that, plus the official diagnosis of Morgan Moses. That and much more. Boy Green joins the show in his weekly spot. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season.
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
Boom!
We're trying to change this whole attitude around here. You know, we're trying to build something special here. Get these fans to believe in us. They've been tortured for a long time, but it's great to be a Jet.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, Jet fans. Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome in. And, of course, thanks for spending part of your time with us here on the channel. Before we bring on the great Boy Green, a reminder, if you want your Aaron Rodgers Year 20 hat from Hugo House, go quick. They just restocked a couple more, I was told. Promo code ASMAN will get you 15% off at checkout. Year 20 for Rodgers. Really, year one with the Jets that we're officially counting. That was an ass kicking by him the other night. Support Rodgers, support Hugo House, promo code ASMAN at checkout, and you'll get 15% off your Hugo House cap. Buy one hat, get the second hat 30% off with code ASMAN at checkout. Before we bring on Boy Green, I also want to say thank you to all the Asmaniacs who came out to the Hackensack Brewing Company last night. Awesome to be on Joe's podcast for 2 hours yesterday. Great turnout. The Oh the Pain beer was awesome. So big thank you to everyone who came out. And Joe said on our show yesterday that he was reluctant to get the Rodgers jersey till the Jets win the Super Bowl with him. And then he said after watching Rodgers dominate the Pats, he's starting to rethink it. So I surprised Joe with a Rodgers jersey, and he made me the agreement. We made a deal that if the Jets clinch a playoff spot, he'll wear the jersey. He'll put it on for the first time when he joins us that following Monday after that Jets clinching of the playoff spot. So there you go, Joe. You got yourself your Aaron Rodgers jersey. All right, let's bring on our guy, Boy Green, who was a big star at Jet Light the other night, hosting a huge tailgate. We say hello to Paul, Boy Green, Esden Jr. Paul, happy Saturday. What's going on, my man?
Well, I think we can remove the if on Joe Beningo there. It is when the New York Jets punch their ticket, not only to the playoff, when they win the AFC East, and we're getting the garb. We're going to boop, 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 NewYorkJets.com/the AFC East hats and shirt combo. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get Joe on for that. Pop some bubbly on a Monday. I'm doing awesome, Jakey.
Man, I mean, have you recovered from what we watched on Thursday? Because it's still hard to believe. Not only did the Jets destroy the Patriots, they did it behind Aaron Rodgers, which was something we had waited such a long time to actually see. And for it to play out the way we dreamed about it playing out, it's still so surreal a few days later.
It feels all the more sweeter because there was a lot of doubt. If you look at the Mina Kimes and, oh boy, this Patriots defense is going to give the Jets a world of problems, or analysts all over the place picking the Patriots. I was listening to Louis Riddick in on some of the trip. He joined the Rich Eisman show, said, Patriots winning this one. I've got Patriots. I got my guy, Jerron Mayo. And just all the people that just said, oh boy, the Patriots going to take care of the Jets. It just felt so friggin' good for not only the Jets, like, to squeak out like a 10-7. Like they blew them out, didn't allow a touchdown, smacked them around, got to celebrate with all the crazy Jet fans at Jet Life Stadium. Oh, it felt amazing. And, it felt like receipts being cashed. We had to smack around the Patriots, despite all the crap that they had gone through the first 2 weeks to show being game. For us to beat them around like that and for us to all enjoy it, for that to be the home opener, it just felt so sweet and felt so right.
I mean, just the way they dominated the game, just the time of possession, the yardage. I mean, this was unlike anything we have ever seen in, maybe ever, especially against that team. Just it was unbelievable. And now when you think about it, that's now like the standard for what this team could potentially do with Rodgers at quarterback. Like there was some thought, hey, he would only have to be good from the pocket. He wouldn't really be able to take off and run. He wouldn't be able to extend plays. And only 3 games in, Rodgers already gave you a game where he looked like the MVP of the league. So that's still in there, which raises the entire floor of what this team could be going forward.
And what about Jake? Did he have to like get the glasses on? Is that Lamar Jackson out there? 3 rushes for 18 yards. Okay, Rodgers on the move, showing some wheels. So, and all those people through the first 2 weeks, Rodgers looks old. Clearly he's going to have to be a statue in the pocket. That's the only way the Jets are going to do this, that, or the other. Where are those people now? Where are they? Is there milk cartons out looking for these missing people that were saying Aaron Rodgers and his 40-year-old body, he looks pretty spry to me. And it's the other great thing about that is not just seeing it. It's week 3, man. He's only going to get better as the season moves along. He's only going to continue to get more comfortable. Garrett Wilson is eventually going to be a factor in this offense. They blew out the Patriots and they didn't even need Garrett Wilson. So eventually Garrett Wilson, the teams are going to have to respect Tyler Conklin leading the team in receiving. Mike Williams continuing to get assimilated. Braylon Allen had more rushing yards than Breece Hall did in the game on Thursday. Like everyone is going to have to be respected, which is going to open up the barn doors for Garrett Wilson to go off. And that's incredibly exciting.
Hit the like button if you're tuning in. We're doing the simulcast on Boy Green's channel as well. So make sure you guys, if you haven't already, subscribe to Boy Green. He's live every single day at 7:30 a.m. to get your day started. And he joins us typically on Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern on my channel. But Jets, as you know, played Thursday, which has basically rearranged the guest schedule for all the weeklies we've had on the show. And thanks to everyone once again who tuned in yesterday to both the Joe B and the Fireman Ed conversations. Check it out if you missed it. A lot of fun to hear from both those guys after a tremendous Jet win on Thursday, to say the least. Before we get to the Colin Cowherd nonsense, I want to play and expose the fraud for the latest nonsense he said. We have an official report from Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network confirming what Jordan Schultz first said yesterday. Morgan Moses out 2 to 4 weeks with an MCL sprain and a bone bruise. Obviously, you don't want any injury, but if it were to be an injury, you're glad it's not season ending. The Jets, for once, didn't have to pay the toll of a human sacrifice for a season-long injury to get a win. It's only 2 to 4 weeks. And look, I hate to be that guy, but I was pro offensive line every step of the way in the draft all offseason. This is why you drafted Olu Fashanu. He'll be the right tackle filling in. And thank God you have him, because the biggest thing this team has to do is keep number 8 healthy. And obviously with Morgan Moses going down, Olu stepping in is a big key to keeping Rodgers upright.
And I'm glad that you are that guy, because I was the opposite guy, at least, once we got very close to the draft. And I was a guy that wanted something that could impact now. I didn't want something. I wanted the candy bar. I wanted the thing that was right in front of my face, Jake. I wanted something that would, one of the star receivers. I was all over the board. I wanted one of those big guys. But Joe Douglas didn't make the sexy splash. He made the right splash at the time. And it's even more evident now, obviously, with Morgan Moses hurt. But even then, that conversation was like, oh, boy, are they going to, for a second straight year, invest a first-round pick in a guy that's not going to play immediately? Well, Will McDonald is among the league leaders in sacks. And then on the other side, you have Olu Fashanu for this injury, which, again, thankfully, it's not more serious. It's not, again, to your point, the ritual sacrifice. 2 to 4 weeks, you got to feel great about Olu Fashanu stepping in for the next 2 to 4 weeks to help protect Aaron Rodgers. This is why this guy was here. The Jets did not want the same disaster that plagued them last year to once again happen this year, and they were able to do that by having Olu Fashanu ready to go. And again, Morgan has been incredibly healthy throughout his entire career from 2015 to 2022. He didn't miss a game. Like that is that 130 games in a row. Like that's NFL Ironman streak to the umpteenth degree. Is he just getting older? Is Father Time undefeated, or is there just some unlucky nature happening here? Regardless, you got to feel great about Olu Fashanu. So blessed be he, man.
No doubt about it. And look, the offensive line has played really well so far. And this is why, you want to have as much depth as you possibly can have. By the way, rewatching the game, Joe Tippmann's had an all-pro start to his season, by the way. Just saying. Remember the snap issues this summer? That's a thing of a distant memory now. Tippmann's been great. I think Simpson's played well. AVT was a mauler in the run game the other night. I thought he looked good. Tyron Smith's a Hall of Famer. We know how good he's been. He didn't even, in my opinion, have his best game, but he's still, so much better than anything they've had at the left tackle spot since DeBrickashaw. This O-line is good, and now seemingly Olu could step in, fill the void, and then you should get Morgan Moses back. Maybe by that Bills game on Monday night. Hopefully the Jets are 4-1 going into that one.
Well, I mean, obviously, Joe Tippmann was on the Jake Asman show before the season. Bing, boom, bam, all-pro season is incoming for Joe Tippmann. So he looks great, man. And again, think about the overreactions a year ago, right? There was reports early in training camp, boy, this guy won't be ready to play this year. Now, all of a sudden, you look at him. And I don't think Aaron Rodgers gives praise unless it's earned. He said that, and you brought it up even to Tippmann during your conversation with him before the season. Aaron Rodgers has gone out of his way on the Adam Shine podcast and others say, guys, Tippmann is going to be a dude on this line and all the love and passion that he gave. He's an important cog to this machine, man. You call the signals as the center on an offense. And when you have so many veterans, you have a very high standard to live up to. And Tippy's been great, man.
Hit the like button if you're tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. We're talking Jets each and every day. Tomorrow, folks, I'm on ESPN New York from 3 to 6:30 right before Mets baseball. So either listen on 8:80 a.m. or download the ESPN New York app. Call in. We'll talk plenty of Jets, and we'll talk about in real time whatever's going down in week number 3 of the NFL. Isn't it nice to have a win in the bank on Thursday night, and then tomorrow you sit back, you watch football all day, you put the Red Zone channel on, and it's just a magical experience to not have to stress out about your team for the day.
Yeah, I'm now rooting for every team, right? I'm a Seahawks fan. Screw the Dolphins. Excellent. All right, let's go Jaguars, who've been beating the Bills the last couple of times they've played. So, yeah, I'm rooting for all these other ones, and let's bring them down because the Jets are going to have their own opportunity, obviously not to look ahead, but Week 6 Bills, Monday Night Football, that's going to be a grand opportunity where I believe supremacy for the AFC East will be on the line in that contest, which makes you feel pretty good. So, yeah, a lax Sunday, enjoy this. And if any game we could enjoy a little bit more, right, like Tennessee, it felt a little bad because we got the win, immediately had to turn the page to New England. It feels great that for this Patriots game, I'm like, yeah, I kind of wanted to savor this one a little more. Tasty.
Oh, man, hit the like button. If you just tuning in, we're seeking more channel memberships. Bill, thank you. Bill Dempsey just became an official Asmaniac. Welcome to Bill Dempsey. Also, want to give a shout out on your channel, Paul. Sharif Abdul Ali just became a Boy Green Coffee Club member. Want to acknowledge him. Super chat here from Jet Fool, who says, it was great seeing drunk Jake post-game Thursday. Let's rest up the next 10 days. Embarrass Sean Payton next week. We didn't forget what he said. Yeah, if you don't think for a second Rodgers wants to go out there and smoke the Broncos, I mean, you haven't been following the Aaron Rodgers career where he takes everything personally, as all-time greats always do. So I'm excited, man. I think the ceiling for this team is infinitely higher now, and the floor has been raised after what we saw on Thursday.
And I kind of like that we have this Broncos game here because it would be easy for this to be that classic trap game of this shitty opponent the Jets are hosting. And easily you could be like, ooh, Minnesota, wow, they look a little more. Oh, Buffalo. Oh, look at this. Because of that Sean Payton thing, this is impossible to be overlooked. You saw how passionate Aaron Rodgers was back at camp on NFL Network, speaking with Peter Schrager about what he believed this game was. And Aaron Rodgers saying, keep my coach's name out of your mouth. Like, oh, Aaron Rodgers has been holding this one in the holster. And we've seen Aaron Rodgers, right? Like, he didn't really have any bad blood necessarily against the Patriots. It was the home opener. It was. To see him with bad blood, Jake, we haven't seen this one yet where Rodgers goes for 3 touchdowns in the first quarter or something. I've seen that in Green Bay land 1,000 times. I want to see angry Aaron Rodgers and angry Aaron Rodgers, motivated Aaron Rodgers. This feels like a coming out party for the offense against this crappy Broncos team where we can really run up the score, and he really gives it to Sean Payton, which I'm all for.
Super chat from Anthony on your channel. Hey, BG, great meeting you and your dad Thursday. It was a great time. Can we get 14 more of those?
And look at that. Anthony's profile picture. It's me and him up in the nosebleeds, baby, for that.
Wow.
Picture. I just noticed that right now. So, wow, I appreciate the update. And, yeah, I was talking about it with Jake before the show. I am inspired after this experience. I'd love to host my own. People do awesome work there, so we're going to have to make some special things, see if I could get some, former Jet players involved. I have all kinds of crazy ideas for what we could do for next year, so I'm very much looking forward to it. But, yeah, I mean, come on, man. That was surreal. It was picturesque. It was a movie, man. We beat the Patriots. Screw the Patriots. We've started our own streak, baby. We're 2 up, and oh, boy, I can't wait to sweep their ass. We haven't swept the Patriots since like the year 2000. Like, it's been a long ass time. So it's time to beat them with a rusty brick. And I don't even know how a brick can be rusty because I don't even know if that makes any sense. But still, I want to beat them with it. Yeah.
Duncan says, nice seeing Jake and Joe last night at the Hackensack Brewing Company. Yeah. Duncan, I appreciate you. Thanks for coming out. Also, shout out to AD Pugden, who's using an Asmaniac super chat here. Great meeting you and Joe last night. Enjoyed the banter and that the Pain beer. The beer is excellent, by the way. First off, the can is tremendous. And then the Pain beer is great. And by the way, Jet fans, Joe last night committed to coming to the watch party I'm hosting at T-Squared Social in New York City for the Patriot game on the 27th. So our next two watch parties, I'll put it out there now, October 20th for Sunday Night Football against the Steelers, October 27th the following week, Jets on the road in New England. Joe B will be coming into Manhattan, he says, to join us for that watch party for the Patriot game. So keep that in mind coming up for those who want to meet Joe in person. Nate with a super chat here. Our players are playing golf and video games all weekend while the Broncos get beat up in Tampa, and then Peyton brings them to West Virginia to practice for the week. Yeah, the Broncos are doing the staying on the East Coast thing before they play the Jets.
Wow. Well, I will say that's another benefit I hadn't even thought about it, of the teams I'm rooting for, right? Yeah, like Denver's got to play a game here tomorrow. The Jets have already played their game, so they're going to have, obviously, the extra rest on Denver. Not that they need it against the Broncos, but that's great to get that extra rest too. Man, Tampa, I think, is going to stomp a hole through Denver, so they're going to be, kind of limping it at 0-3, and they look like, Panthers are the worst team in football, but, man, the Broncos are in the bottom three. And can you imagine what this Jets defense is going to do to a rookie like Bo Nix? Ooh-wee. Oh, there's going to be some issues.
Sign me up. And by the way, they should just leave JFM, at MetLife
Please?
after the game.
Is there a return policy there? What's the rules on that?
Here's a conditional fourth. Leave JFM in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
I've heard a few people talking about that. And to be honest, can we do that? Can we find a way? I mean, Joe Douglas said the only reason they got rid of JFM is because they acquired Hassan Reddick, and financially they couldn't make it work. Well, there's not, as far as I can see, there's no Reddick here. Can we figure out the JFM piece? The Broncos are sucking anyway. Why not?
It's unreal, man. It really is. All right, let's get to Colin Cowherd being a fraud. All right, so I'm about to play you here 2 clips from his radio show on FS1 and Fox Sports Radio. Now, obviously, remember, what was the narrative going into this game on Thursday? Oh, the Pats have a really good defense. The Jets haven't proven anything yet. That's a lot of points for the Jets to be laying. So this comes to us from Captain Jet Sparrow, who did God's work here, yeoman's work here, editing these two together. I pulled the clip, and I'm just going to play it. Here's Colin Cowherd in back-to-back days, completely backtracking on his opinion on the Jets.
Tonight, the Jets are a 6-point favorite against New England. New England doesn't beat themselves, one of only 3 teams in the NFL with no turnovers. And the Jets offense is 20th in the NFL in yards per play. And to this point, we have to be honest. Aaron and the Jets are a lot of hype. I think this game is gigantic. And there's just this sense that, this is a given tonight. New England beat Cincinnati. New England took undefeated Seattle to overtime.
Hack.
Come on. And that there's a lot of backpedaling going on with people that said, again, I mentioned at the beginning of the show, there's a lot of people, Patriots were a popular pick. The Patriots have the history. They have this on the Jets. The Jets are frauds, this or that. And look, there's a lot of backpedaling, a lot of back. Little Chris Berman action. There's a lot of back going on here. Unbelievable.
How those hamstrings, Colin? They must hurt after that backtrack. My God. I mean, it's such a joke, man. And it's not just him. It's so many. It's just the full on backpedal that you see, or the moving of the goalposts that you see after this performance is hilarious. I mean, it's just, and it's not surprising. Aaron Rodgers could cure cancer, and people would say he didn't do it fast enough. So I'm not surprised by any of this.
Yeah, I'm not surprised either. But you know what? I told someone else this at some point over the last couple of days. Everything's a blur now, but I don't have to prove anything to anybody, and none of these Jets do. you say, well, you beat the Patriots. What does that matter? Then if that's their take now, that's going to be their take after Denver. If the Jets stomp a mud hole and the Broncos are like, they're the Broncos. Who cares? You're a fake 3-1. Like, okay, we'll see in Minnesota / London, technically speaking, but against the Vikings. And then the following week at home, Monday Night Football against the Bills. So to a lot of the people outside in the universe, none of what we do is going to matter for the coming weeks. And that's fine. I don't give a flying crap what any of them think. The Jets have historically been a terrible team in general, but specifically in September over these starts. They've just been off the slow start. It just felt good because if you think about this Patriots game, the Jets in 3 and out once. The offense was constantly in motion, constantly converting, and the juices were flowing. And then the defense had their 2-score lead, and they kept going off and off and off. So to me, I don't give a crap what any of these people say. I'm glad that we're dunking on them. I'm glad that we're collecting those receipts, and we should be. So screw these Colin Cowards and others of the world that are going through this. But, to me, screw those people. Let's keep stacking wins, and our team is only going to get better as we continue to go.
No question. And look, here's the thing with Colin Cowherd. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt from this standpoint. It's not like he's ever had a bad opinion about the Jets or our fans.
And Jet fans are clueless. I mean, they're dopes. They don't know anything. This is a really good hire. Gase is a great coach. Okay, Adam Gase is Kyle Shanahan before Kyle Shanahan. Gase is a great coach.
Yeah, he might have had that opinion, but at least he didn't call one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time with the best touchdown to interception ratio in the history of the sport and 4 MVPs and a Super Bowl ring on his finger. At least he didn't call that guy dumb.
Forget about his vaccine and political opinions. Aaron's football IQ isn't very high.
Just another day in the land of Cowherd.
Colin Cowherd. Oh, boy. Which, by the way, again, it feels great that we have a quarterback. I was screaming it from the MetLife roof. We've got, Aaron bleeping Rodgers, and there's a lot of haters out there for Aaron. But I think after what we saw on Thursday, I see a few more people going. I saw the MVP odds shoot up for old Aaron Rodgers. People getting pretty excited about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chef Kevin in the house. He came out to the Hackensack Brewing Company last night, rocking the Asmaniac hat and the Jake Asman Show hoodie. So, Chef Kev, you're the man. I appreciate your support as always. Jake and BG, great work as always. I'm just curious why the Rob haters are biting their tongues after Thursday's beatdown, looking like cow turd moonwalk. Look, the Robert Saleh haters are quiet right now. People said he wouldn't have the team ready to play. People said he wouldn't be willing to change the scheme and blitz more. Everything the Jet fan wanted, throw more to open up the pass. As far as a coaching game plan and execution standpoint, this was one of the better performances his coaching staff has ever had. And I think that's really encouraging because now you're expected to win once again like you were on Thursday. You're going to probably be an even bigger favorite than you were on Thursday with 10 days to prepare for this Denver team that might be winless coming to your building. So I think it's a good sign that this team handled their business. They had 3 games in 11 days to start the year, which is not easy, and they're 2-1. The Jets are exactly where I think most of us, when the schedule came out, thought they would be, and I think the coaching staff deserves credit for that.
Yeah, the only thing I would push back on this overall, yes, to everything you said, 3 games in 11 days and the defensive adjustments without guys like Jermaine and Hassan and everything else. Another thing I'd push back on is I hated the end of the first half. It seemed like from the get-go, the Jets were settling for a field goal. They've got Aaron Rodgers. I feel like every once in a while, we're going to slap everyone around, whether it was Hackett in that Tennessee game where early we had a run, drive, and punt. I'm like, whoa, Aaron didn't throw the ball on a drive? What the hell? So that, and then at the end of the first half, like I said, it was just too conservative, and then you miss the field goal. It makes you look even worse. So time management. Thankfully, it didn't matter in a game like this where you blew out the Patriots. So like one small error doesn't matter. But again, some of these teams, like when you're playing the Texans, if you play the Bills, if you play insert opponent, Rams down the stretch, if they're any good or healthy by then, like those could cost you games. So I'm just hoping that Saleh cleans that part up a little bit more. Again, thankfully, it's still a little early in the season, but like the settling for a field goal, the time management, just kind of throwing everything aside, that part to me kind of bothered me.
Yeah, but you know what? If they hit the field goal, you'd take 17-3 with dominating performance.
That's also true. That's true.
But, I mean, just they blitzed more than any game in the Robert Saleh era. That was great. They played to their personnel. You know, they came out and they threw early. They were ready to play. It was encouraging. I think a big thing with the defense, too, they hadn't played a home game yet. And even last year, as
True.
good as the defense was, their worst games, Miami game, in Buffalo, Dallas, they were all on the road. When this defense played at home, they were as good as any defense in the league last year, statistically, if you look at it.
Yeah, that part feels good, and it felt good for, as we've all said, forever. Boy, just get this defense a lead and see what happens. And for the New England offense, who is constructed to run the football at all times, they're like, damn, we can't run it anymore. We got to start passing. And the Jets are like, okay, let's go. I love the aggression. I'm glad that they blitzed. I know that's not what they do. Again, last year in the league, they were last in blitz rate on third down. So I just love the fact that we are willing to adapt to situation. Michael Carter II, they were blitzing him on like multiple plays back to back to back. It looks great, and damn. All the people, right? You said earlier, Jake, that you were a offensive lineman advocate in the first round of the draft, and a lot of people gave Joe Douglas crap for that. The year before, they gave a lot of crap about Will McDonald. Well, Fast News now going to start for like the next 2 to 4 weeks. There you go. And then Will McDonald looks like Lawrence Taylor, for God's sakes. I mean, it's terrific. Look at Joe Douglas's hit. Someone just tweeted this out. I can't remember if it's Buffalo Jet friend or who, but look at all these first and second round picks over the last couple of years, and you start going through, you're like, damn. I mean, like, Joe Douglas has been hitting.
Joe Douglas is cooking right now. Joey D. Oh, baby. I mean, look, you got to give him credit. This is why, it's cliche, but this is why they say you don't judge a draft pick after a year. You got to give it some time. Will McDonald now is becoming a really good player before our eyes.
It's been awesome. And, man, I remember all the people even criticizing him this offseason. He's a one-trick pony. All he could do is the spin move. And it's just been a lot of fun, man. I mean, Will McDonald is blossoming. And he talked about it after the game. I was catching up on a lot of the content. And Will said when Jermaine went down, he said to himself, I have to step up. This team needs me. I need to take – he's a second-year player, and he said, I had to take some of these undrafted guys under my wing. So it's just crazy. The evolution, the involvement of Will McDonald has been spectacular to see, man, and he looks absolutely wild. And, again, I think we just got to give credit to this Jets coaching staff. Jamie Sherwood, look at this guy. Freaking a day 3
My guy. I was a Sherwood truther all summer, Boy Green, and I was mocked for it on the show. Not anymore. I'm claiming victory.
There you go, as you should. So, again, these stories have been terrific. Michael Carter II, day 3 pick. Go through Jamin Sherwood, day 3 pick. Will McDonald, first-round pick, people made fun of. So, this Jets defense coaching staff deserve credit for the development, and Joe Douglas, obviously, for the identifying of this talent to draft it.
Do you hear that, Boy Green? Do you hear that sound? That's Joe Douglas music.
Wow, that gets me.
Oh, baby. All right, some super chats here. Sco says, I want the fraud Dolphins already. I'm actually sad, too, as her, because I want to beat them at full strength. I got to be honest.
I agree.
Because I think the Jets are better than Miami. I have felt that for a while. I think they're a fraudulent team, and we'll see what they are with Skylar Thompson now. But it does kind of feel like this division's Jets and Buffalo fighting for it.
Oh, 100%. I was just trying to take a peek ahead. I'm trying to see when was the first Dolphins game. Damn, we don't play them until December 8th. Good night.
Mm-hmm. In Miami.
Yeah,
yep.
And that's true, too. So hopefully that mitigates some of the weather action. So I agree, though. Yeah, like, I wish it is what it is. We'll see what the Tua story ends up being. But I would have preferred them at full strength. But it does seem like Jets or Buffalo to lose, which obviously – Buffalo, like, look at the Buffalo Bills schedule if y'all haven't seen it. Like, they've got some games coming up that they got to play people, and they barely escaped Arizona, and I hear all this chatter about Buffalo's here, get with the program. I think Buffalo's going to counter some losses, and then we have that Week 6 Jets game, and that can set the tone for what this year's about to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Thanks to the 700 of you watching live on my channel. Thank you to everyone watching on Twitter and Boy Green's channel as well. Make sure you guys subscribe to both our channels. If you haven't already, I need 16 more memberships, and then I can make an adjustment to the Edgemos. Ladies and gentlemen, the Boy Green emoji. We're trying to get emojis for all our weekly guests on the channel. Boy Green, this was made by the great Joe Mike. Your thoughts on this one?
Well, I appreciate him going with the realistic nature. That would have been a big criticism of mine if we didn't get the physique right. And wow, I'm glad that he sculpted this thing to this. Look at this, may be one of the greatest emojis I've ever seen. So 16 members away. Let's make this happen. We must bring this to reality. Wow. Hang it up in the Louvre. Yes.
Let's go. Wavy Jets guy with a channel membership. He is officially a member. What's up, Wavy? Welcome aboard.
Yeah.
I appreciate you joining.
Oh, nice.
All right, let's keep it rolling here. Purple Belt Mike with a super chat. Jets are winning the Super Bowl LFG. Will McDonald, future AP. Will McDonald looking damn good. Sign me up for more. Will McDonald rushing the quarterback.
He's just been funny. It seems like he's going to get even more in his bag. Again, the people made fun of the spin move thing. It seems like the rushing the passer part's going pretty well.
M. Lopez with a super chat. He's an Asmaniac for a full month. Welcome. Love that you're exposing Cowherd. What's your opinion on Salah saying we have to deal with false start because AR read the defense in pre-snap motion? I think this is just stuff that they're going to clean up as they get more experience. Like, I don't think I said this on the post game. I said this to Joe and Fireman Ed yesterday. I don't think offensively they're close to what they can be. I think the floor has been raised so high that for us it feels like, holy crap, look what we're watching. And I think that was that moment with Aaron and Salah the other night. Like, Rodgers expects to do what he's doing. Salah's all excited, like, holy crap, I got a quarterback, we got an offense. And Rodgers like, this is what I do, man. Like, it's week 3. Watch. We haven't even scratched the surface of what we're about to be.
100%. And I'm going to be honest, I think if this is something we just have to deal with in terms of like Rodgers always pushing it to, again, because in theory, a defense has to settle in with who they truly are eventually at some point, and that normally happens right before the snap. If Aaron Rodgers is going to push that, we get a couple of false starts here or there. Out of all the good that we're getting, that's a sacrifice I think I'm willing to make. So I think it will get cleaned up a little bit, but Salah thinks it's going to be a thing that we see all year long.
Ladies and gentlemen, we needed memberships. So who came through? The superhero that he is. The great, the incomparable, Rick Kent. Yeah,
is that my guy
buddy.
Justin Pugh right there?
Oh, that is indeed Justin Pugh.
Oh, baby.
Who will be posting his recap from his day as a Jet fan, featuring me, the Asmaniacs, and the L5 tailgate, I believe, in the coming days here. So stay tuned for that, people. Here we go. Rick Kent, 5 memberships. Justin Pringle, Wesley Gates, Game Master, Aaron messed up, and that's no ghost. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get some more channel memberships here on a beautiful Victory Saturday for the New York Jets. C with a super chat. I love Hackett putting in Solly and Olu in the goal line package. They were moving bodies. Am I becoming a Hackett truther? 2 games in a row, Hackett's had a pretty good plan, man. He has. Came out throwing. Loved some of the different packages. The pony package with Brees and Braylon was effective. Look, a lot of it's obviously they have Aaron Rodgers, but, you know, if we're going to rip Hackett when it's bad, he deserves credit when it's good. I think that's just being fair.
Solly being Refrigerator Perry is not something I had on the bingo card, but that
the Sheldon Richardson package, boy.
Exactly. Well, now what we need is a Aaron Rodgers play action, throw it to Solly for the tutty. Give me some Sheldon Richardson touchdown action. Damn straight, baby. Again, I think if we're being like Hackett deserved all the hate that he got last year, but a fair question people have brought up, was it Hackett being terrible, or was it Zach Wilson, or some combination of both? And a lot of us said, well, what is it? I think we're getting some answers here. Aaron Rodgers makes him look pretty good.
Today's Jake Asman show is being presented by the Jake Asman Patreon, patreon.com/Jake Asman show. Jet fans, if you're going to London, I will publicly be announcing some details of our Saturday night before the game party, but it's already available in the Discord, which you gain access to when you join the Patreon. We also offer a 15% discount on all items in the Jake Asman merch store, your name in the intro, and bonus shows that are not on YouTube or early release shows that you get before the general public. And it's a great way to support me if you like my content. So I really appreciate it. Patreon.com/Jake Asman show. Thank you to John Sullivan, who signed up last night for the year. He saved 15%. Oh, by the way, when you sign up for my Patreon for the entire year. Elias Flores, Roger Anthony, Nico B, Marcano Dynasty, and Blake McLaughlin, our most recent Patreon subscribers. So thank you all for your support on there. Ace of Spade writes in, sure up the run D, and our ceiling is unlimited. The quote, Russell Wilson. The run D was very good the other night. You know what helps the run D, Boy Green?
Yeah,
when you play with a lead.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, Ramondre got the bag this offseason. He's one of the most underrated running backs in the league. So I thought all things considered, the Jets run defense did a solid job. Even when you go to week 2 Tennessee, a lot of those Will Levis scrambles added to the yardage. I think the Jets got punched in the face against San Francisco, and the Jets picked up their teeth off the ground, and then they adjusted and they adapted. And I think they've done a really good job, actually. So, shore up the run defense. I don't know. I think the Jets have been doing a pretty good job in that department.
Hit the like button if you're tuning in. Jonathan with the super chat writes in, Will McDonald equals weapon of mass destruction, LFG.
I just can't believe the turnaround. Like, we had people going, the worst pick ever, blah, blah, blah. And now look at it. It's just a full embrace. It's amazing.
Adam is too cool. Adam, I think I met you at the game the other night, right? I believe I did. Awesome seeing you. Yep, he wrote it in the super chat. Awesome seeing you at L5. JD made smart moves in the draft. Olu was tackle insurance. Braylon and Brees insurance. Can't wait for Corley to arrive. Love it, Adam. And great to meet you.
Yeah, we have not seen much of Corley. I think a screen or two. That might be the only thing I think we've seen from Corley so far. So I'm excited, and maybe it comes at some point. Maybe it doesn't, because if Mike Will's healthy and everybody's rolling, the only time we'd see Corley, I imagine, I think he should be one of our returners. But outside of that, it might be Corley on ice until we need him, which, again, this kind of insurance draft is what you could do when you have an awesome roster.
Guitarist writes in, can't wait to watch some serious, not safe for work content, a.k.a. the next episode of One Jets Drive. Oh, baby.
It's coming.
I'm excited. I am excited. That's No Ghost has gifted 1 channel membership. Let's find out who is the recipient of such an achievement, such an honor, the likes of which we haven't seen before. JV Bronx DPL, you are now an official Asmaniac. It's just $5 to pay it forward and gift your fellow listener a channel membership. All right, Gusbuster Hotline is open. First up is someone who came out to the event I did with Joe B in Jersey last night. Michael Levinson starts us off. What's up, Michael?
Hey, Joe. Hey, Boy Green. How you doing? Nice to meet you.
What's up, buddy?
I'll get to your channel and subscribe. I'm 63 years old and computer savvy. I'm not.
You're better than Joe, Michael. You're better than Joe.
Yeah, that's
true. Well, I'll tell you, last night was great. I came up to you, Jake, and I said, hey, my name is Michael. And you right away said, oh, you called this morning, knew my last name. Like, that's incredible. I got to tell you, your callers. You remember.
I got lucky, man. I'm very bad at memorizing names, but you get a great call.
And listen, I had a picture with you, picture with Joe. You can't beat it. Joe D, okay? First of all, yesterday I was listening to that other idiot, Nick Wright, who basically said Rodgers can't be consistent and the Jets aren't that good. Please stop already. I think a lot of these analysts, they don't judge him on football, but his off-season stuff, and
Correct.
That's just not right. Do your job. Well, Joe D, like Gary, who thinks he's the best GM in the world that calls in Texas, he can pick a quarterback. He knows everybody that he hit everybody on the first shot. He's a funny guy. I gotta tell you,
Oh, hi, honey. Hey, what's for dinner?
Chicken with pasta. Gary, you've been acting really weird. Are you sure you're okay?
Oh, come on now. Don't you know that chicken doesn't go with pasta?
Remember, we're the only team that can pick a GM, have someone spend the money, draft all our draft choices, then fire him, and then hire Joe Douglas. So he was right behind the 8 ball to begin with all those contracts. Now,
Correct.
Listen, he missed on Zach Wilson. Everyone misses on a quarterback. I get it. Okay. He should have got a quarterback last year as a backup. I get it. But let's face it. Okay. You look at this team now compared to when he took over, it's never been depth and as good as it's ever been. I'm 63 years old as it is now. So if they don't make the playoffs or they don't go far, and barring injuries, it's not Joe Douglas. It's the coaching. So this is on the coaching now. And I think, and at one more point, if I may, okay, all these free agents that he drafted, the Sources, the Wilsons, you change the GM, in their mind, they may be saying, maybe I need to go someplace else because we don't know what the future is going to be with the Jets. Okay. They want the guy that drafted them. Do you agree?
Michael, great call. Well, I mean, I would say this. the roster they have put together, that the front office put together, is unequivocally their most talented team since at least 2010. And I think it's encouraging based on what we have seen so far from some of the other players that you really didn't know what they were going to be, how they have developed from year one to year two. Tippmann's been one of the best centers in the NFL. McDonald's played like a Pro Bowler in 3 games. Like there's a lot of encouraging signs to go with the fact that, yeah, the biggest mistake was missing on Zach Wilson, but it was supposed to be rectified last year with Rodgers. It was negated 4 plays in, and last night, Thursday, was like everything you wanted to see. Like, you need the quarterback. You now got that with the rest of the roster he built. Now they got to win and take advantage. But Douglas has done his job as far as putting the team together.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There might be some that have a really close relationship. Some of those players have a close relationship with Douglas, and him potentially not being here at any point could affect them. But, like, the checks cash the same. If Jake Asman is the GM and Joe Douglas got fired, he's like, I'm not sure how I feel about this. Here's $50 million. Okay, actually, things are not too shabby. Thank you very much. And then that changes. So, but maybe I'll die on this hill, but I really think that we should keep everything the same. Saleh and Douglas should be on the same realm. Even though Douglas has built this awesome team, you have to keep it together. If you lose Saleh, then Douglas has to pick a different guy, then on different timelines, and the pressure's on Douglas to do that. I don't know. For me, I want to keep them the same. I understand what Douglas has brought to the table. To me, let's hope that it's all good, and then that part won't matter. But I really don't want to get back into that world where a GM and coach are not on the same timeline.
No question. Look, to me, keep them together. And they have the team to keep them together because they should be able to win. So there's no doubt. Hey, huge shout out to Stan from Westport, who I met at the Beningo event last night at the Hackensack Brewing Company. Jake, me and my sons are coming to your October 27th watch party versus the Pats at T-Squared in New York City. Let's go, Stan. I will have links for people to RSVP for those 2 watch parties coming up here, but keep it open, Jet fans. Steelers Sunday night, following week, Pats 1:00 game, watch parties at T-Squared Social. Boy Green, you are obviously invited if you want to take the trek down from Syracuse all the way to Midtown Manhattan.
Yeah, I have not gone yet, but man, I've had people in my community go, and they have raved about the party, your party hosting skills. I can't wait till it's the Jake Asman residence yourself. From all the party hosting you're doing, apparently you're doing a kick-ass job.
I have one rule, though, if you show up, Boy Green. You ready?
Oh, okay. Please do.
You have to do a Neil shuffle with Neil.
That like pump that was almost Quincy Williams-ish. That was, and then a train, a little chooka chooka,
little bushwhacker.
that was wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is Neil, who is pumped up on a Saturday. Hello, Neil.
I got my bushwhacker chain on.
Yeah, nice bucket.
I love it. I love it,
baby. It's the Asman bucket. Hey, Jake. What about my chant? That I never saw my chant from the stadium. I don't know what happened. I never saw it. I thought I did a really good chant. I talked badly about the Patriots, but no big deal.
I'll pull it, Neil. I have had no time to myself for like 72 straight hours. Don't worry.
Doesn't matter. Look, I want to give a shout out, to the fatties on the O-line. Because without the fatties, dude, we're a no. Rodgers is running for his life. If Rodgers was playing behind last year's offensive line, he would have broke his legs, his Achilles, and his arm all at once. Okay, and right now that O-line is making nice pockets, keeping him upright, looking really good. I was like Jake. I was all in for O-line. I was all in for beefing up the line. I didn't want any pretty boys. I didn't want any wide receiver. Look, we got lucky with a wide receiver in the draft with Garrett. Let's not get carried away. That was one out of how many wide receivers did we bust on in the last 10 years? So he was a guy that we took. It worked, but going to the well one too many times. I saw one highlight with Roma Dunze. He dropped the ball. It looked like it was right in his hand. So I don't know what he's done so far. How's Roma Dunze doing? Is he doing anything, Jake?
Well, their quarterback situation is bad.
I'm pulling up his stats now to double check to see. I was a big
Roma Dunze. I don't think Dunze is doing much at all.
I think he got hurt. Isn't he hurt?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was hurt. I think he ended up playing in the game, but he's hurt playing in the game. So,
okay. Well,
he's got 3 catches for 44 yards in 2 games.
There you go. He's got Gibson numbers. We got Alan Lazard, baby. We have
There you
Alan
go.
Lazard.
Yeah,
I
dude, Alan
mean,
Lazard
come
can
on.
play, man. Alan
Yeah.
Lazard can play.
Breaking
Everybody
tackles
wanted-
all over the place.
Everybody was, chiming in off season to get what's his name back, Mr. Dropsy. I used to call
Corey
him.
Davis. Yeah.
Oh, please get rid. Come on, will you? Corey Davis. Rodgers hits him in the chest and the ball falls out. I don't think he could really get into sync with Rodgers. When it comes to Rodgers, it's all about trust. It's all about taking his little hints, and knowing where to be, where the ball is thrown. And I got to tell you, man, it's just amazing. The coffee tastes better. My golf swing is better. The putts are going in instead of lipping. The sun feels beautiful on me. I feel like I turned the clock back 20 years with this team. I am so pumped. I can't even. I'm on cloud nine. My head hits the pillow, and all I think about is the Jets. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. I think I need a psychiatrist. Honestly, my wife. Everybody in my family thinks I need a psychiatrist, but they don't realize that, like the caller you had on, we're both 63. 63, it's a long time coming, baby. It's a long time coming. And, Chuck Clark, too. I want to tell you something. Chuck Clark stripping that ball from Monday, that's a Raven deal. We have to really focus as a defense on stripping the football, okay? We don't do that enough. We don't punch the ball out. We don't strip the ball out. We don't go for the ball. Chuck Clark jumped on top of him and just grabbed his arm and ripped that thing right out. That was beautiful. And we didn't even know it was happening, right? We were all sitting there like, wait a minute, what the hell just happened? All of a sudden, we have the ball. I mean, that is a game turner right there. When you could turn the ball over on your side of the field by stripping it off somebody who's not ready, that is precious stuff, okay? Whitehead, he couldn't tackle me, for Christ's sake, okay? He certainly, Ramonde would have run him right over and stepped on his heels, okay? This is what we need, okay? Chuck Clark is going to end up this season being one of our best additions that Joe D made last year. I think he's going to really shine. The one thing about him, though, guys, and I think he would be more – I think that he should be more towards the line. I think he's more of a strong safety than a free safety. What's your guys' thoughts on that? I think he's more of a tackler. I don't see him having that top-end speed on the back end. I think we should switch up the safeties. What do you think about that?
Jake, I've made all 13 of my points. Before you cut me off again, I'm going to throw myself out this goddamn window.
Was awesome.
Yeah.
Chuck Clark was awesome. He
was
had a great game. They used him everywhere he blitzed.
Yep.
I mean, I think he could do both. I think he also needed a couple games to kind of get his rhythm back. He didn't play last year, so I think it was expected there would be some rust early from the guy.
Yeah, and again, he had his chance at a pick. He should have had that pick. Sauce would have never gave up that touchdown to Calvin Ridley if Chuck just picks it off like he should have. So, no, I think you're right. I think if we're given the same benefit to Rodgers not playing all year, shouldn't Clark, who was injured even before Rodgers was, it was the final play of OTA. So let's give him some time.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. We're seeking more channel memberships. So if you want to support the show, support the community, you could gift the membership to your fellow listener. Turn on gift receipts. So if you're watching, make sure you subscribe and like the video so you got a chance to get one. Let's get to a super chat here from Nate Sherwood, Michael Carter, Braylon Allen, late rounders, Quincy off waivers, Tony Adams, LT3, Gibson, UDFAs, Reed, M-Dub, Tyron Smith, great contracts, Will McDonald, greater than Huff, Joe Douglas, greater than Gary. Well said. By the way, shout out to Gator.
Beautifully. Yeah.
Shout out to Gator for that Gary edit. The Gary family dinner. Something like it.
That was quite something.
Nate, you're a madman. How did I not see Nate, by the way, at the
I did see Nate. I saw him like 12 times at our tailgate. Yeah.
I know he was at yours. He was supposed to stop by L5. I don't remember if he did. Nate, did I see you? I don't remember.
Well, okay, here's what he was wearing. You'll remember. He was in the full Jet overall garb. He was in the full Jet overall thing that they sell. So it popped. it stood out.
Nate claims he saw me. I don't remember.
Okay.
I'm going to roll the tape here, see if we could find Nate in the crowd.
There you go.
Keep going. Let's go.
Did you notice Justin Pugh right next to me, though?
I did, yeah, with his microphone and everything,
Yeah.
documenting it. Yeah, wow. That, man, I got to hit. I've never been to L5. I got to hit over there.
It's changing the way tailgates are done, Boy Green.
Yeah, seems that way. Wow.
Jet Life writes in, if you were to actually trade Reddick, what kind of return can you get realistically? Give me a pick or even a player you would target. Go Jets. I have no idea because the Jets got him for a 2026 third. So what is his value after he hasn't played at all? No one knows what type of shape he's in. No one even knows what type of money he's asking for right now. For me to even speculate on what his trade value is, I have no idea because I don't think there is any trade value. But what do I know?
Yeah. Again, me personally, I refuse to give him up for a pick. I don't give a flying hoot what the pick is. If someone says 2027 third, I'd still say no because, like, Reddick, if he ever shows up, and he has to, makes you better. A third-round pick in 2028 does not help you right now. So screw the pick. If there was a way we're getting a player, I saw ESPN put together a bunch of trade proposals, like people questioning the safeties. Buda Baker, straight up, you get a star safety, and then you give up him. Okay, I can kind of see that. People said the Devontae stuff, but as Jake said multiple times, financially, that doesn't make any sense. So, and realistically, it doesn't make sense. Why would they want a player like that? So if a player can help right now, yes, I'm open to an immediate player, a player-for-player swap. That intrigues me. But beyond that, no, I just don't see it. I'd rather him rot on the bench forever. Again, Reddick's going to show up. And what did you make? I saw it when I was driving up, the cryptic tweet about God always has his way or whatever his Elijah Moore God tweet was. I couldn't tell at first. I thought it was good. And me and my fiance were talking back and forth as I was driving. Maybe it's bad. I don't know. But cryptic Hassan Reddick tweet for the first time in months we've heard from him. It was very weird.
I invited Hassan to L5. I was trying to talk to him in person.
Oh, how'd that work out?
He never returned my tweet, so I'm not sure.
Oh, wow. That's a damn shame. Damn shame.
C says, just wait till G5 and Rodgers connections in for what this offense can do. I pray that kid's a Jet for life. I agree. I mean, Garrett still had an impact with just his presence, but he hasn't had like the crazy 150-yard receiving game that I think is going to come at some point this year for him. But, I mean, at the end of the day, his presence opened things up for others. And look at the corners the Jets have played to start the year. Ward, Snead, and he still beat Snead with the game on the line on that 3rd and 1 last Sunday in Tennessee. And obviously, Gonzalez is their best player, and he was on Garrett most of the night. So Garrett's still putting up numbers. He still scored a touchdown production, but just wait till those two get on the same page and they break out. It's going to be insane.
Yeah, this morning, the Jets dropped on their official YouTube their game day that ends up getting played CBS locally on television. And Quincy Enunwa was breaking down film this morning that I saw, and Garrett, like on every play, is getting bracketed and double teamed. The opposing
Mel
team
Kiper's worst nightmare, cover 2.
That was so funny. Rodgers giving the shot after the game was hilarious. And they're just, the other teams are saying, you could beat us with anyone else. You're not beating us with Garrett. And the Jets have no choice to say, well, we can't. Well, he could, I guess, force it to Garrett. That could be turnovers and whatnot. So go to the other guys and hopefully, well, depending, I guess, I'm fine winning any way we win. But eventually they're going to be like, damn, we got to cover Conklin. Damn, we got to cover Mike Williams. Damn, we got to cover this, that, or the other. And then Garrett Wilson should get favorable matchups. And when they do, Aaron Rodgers will take advantage of it. But right now, he's getting double teamed like on every play.
M. Lopez, love that AR said we should expect to win. Next is domination. I love that too. It feels like what Brunson means to the Knicks, who never had a point guard in decades. It's our time, fellas. The Brunson comp is interesting because in the third quarter, when the Rodgers chants were starting, it reminded me of the chants at the Knicks playoff games I was at for Brunson. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's again, it just feels great to have a quarterback in the most important, position in football. We've always been lesser than at quarterback. It's good to have that advantage going into every game.
Keith the Change says, is there a timeline on Moses? Yes, there is. Keith, We talked about it at the top of the show. It was just reported by Ian Rappaport. 2 to 4 weeks is the timeline for Morgan, MCL sprain and bone bruise, which obviously not, you don't want him to get hurt, but if it were to be that an injury, it's not season ending and he could be back in a couple games, which is great.
100%. So it's great to get that update, that confirming what Jordan Schultz had said days ago, that it looks like surgery avoided, like it's just rest, it appears, is going to be the ultimate answer there. And we have Olu Fashanu. I think we're going to be just fine on the O-line.
Ace of Spade, do you think Moses gets his job back or it's Olu's? I think Morgan gets his job back. I do.
It's an interesting question. To me, you get Olu in there. Olu looks awesome. You're like, well, damn. I mean,
well, don't you wait? Maybe you wait. If Olu's as good as we think, maybe it's like we give Morgan an extra game or two. You know, like he's 100% healthy before he comes back, rather than like he could play at 80% or something like that.
Well, that's how they sell it. And the same thing for you, Jamie and Sherwood, president of that fan club, right? Jamie keeps looking awesome. Sees you take another week. Take another week. Take another week. Get ready. Don't say it like, Morgan, sorry, you're on the bench, or the same thing for just get healthy. Get healthy. We playoffs. We got other things to think about. We're fine right now. Like maybe that's the pitch, but Ace of Spade, that's one I was thinking about earlier this morning. I'm like, damn, what if Olu just comes in and dominates and that's your first round pick? Like, okay, it's a conversation maybe.
M. Lopez, to Neil's point, maybe this defense is more driven to get turnovers now, because they could give the ball to Rodgers instead of Zach. I don't know. Just saying. They're also more rested. They were barely on the field on Thursday. So they had probably more energy in the second half of a Jets game than they've ever had in the Robert Saleh era.
And I think they just want turnovers regardless of the circumstance. Maybe there's a slightly more juice to say, look, like we know if we give this to Rodgers, he's going to give us something out of it, as opposed to, again, I think back to that Thursday night game a couple of years ago where Quinnen Williams, like off the top, strip sack Trevor Lawrence, and we go boom, 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 3 and out. Like, sure, I'm sure that's incredibly deflating for the defense to set the tone like that and get that the other way. So it's been fun, man.
I was at that game.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Came in.
Oh, yeah. And then that CG Uzomah, he's one of it. And then just boop, 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 skip that stupid rock. How does he miss a guy wide open? That was an 80-yard touchdown, but he has a friggin' noodle for an arm. Jesus.
That was the worst. We gave him a standing ovation on that completion because it was like, well, we finally got a pass past the sticks.
Yeah, right. Sarcastically, right.
This is awesome. We're doing it, baby. Like, it's happening. Yeah.
It's tough. Those times are tough. Those times are tough. They make now
crazy.
Sweeter.
Ladies and gentlemen, more super chats here. Julian Vasquez says, crazy how ESPN hacks as well as Cal Turd moved the goalpost again. Olu going to move some people. Please let it be Zach Wilson week 4. Jags 2.5 over Buffalo. Jacksonville's desperate to avoid 0-3, so maybe there's something to that. I don't know. I doubt we see Zach Wilson next week, though. I mean, he's the number 3 quarterback. You would need 2 guys in front of him to get hurt before you'd see Zach.
100%. I'm all over that Jags 2.5 over Buffalo, man. The Jaguars have strangely had some noise during the series. They played them in London last year and beat them over the head straight up in London. Now you could give the London factor or whatever you want, but man, I love the Jaguars on Monday Night Football, to be honest with you. So I love that one. Olu is going to move people. I love Olu. And then the Zach Wilson, I agree. As fun as it would be, Zach Wilson and Sam Darnold in back-to-back weeks, I think we're getting Bo Nix, which, by the way, is perfectly okay.
Joe says, when the Jets got the ball at our 12 Thursday, I was excited. It was more room for Rodgers to work. That speaks volumes compared to last year. Dude, anytime they got the ball, they could score now. We've never felt that way as a Jet fan ever. It's crazy.
Yeah, at any moment you could score. That is just new feelings that I'm not aware of. And again, when we scored 7, when we're up 14, I'm like, damn, well, Patriots can't catch up to this. This point total is too high for them. It's funny to do it to other teams, to have other teams doing it to us. It's beautiful.
Rick Kent, how many memberships do we need for that? Cool
10,
Paul,
right?
Bruce Lee. Yeah, I think we need 10 more, Rick. The problem is I just tried to test it. I got to get Joe Mike to adjust the image aspect. It's a little too large to upload.
Oh, okay.
So for the next time, Paul, you come on, we'll have it ready to go. But we need 10 to add it. So we're still trying to get the memberships, but I'll make sure everyone sees the boy green magic that is this channel emoji here.
That physique was not, just given. That was earned. Okay. Yeah.
Big fella, is it blasphemy? I want to see Sherwood over Mosley. No, but I think you got to play them together, right? I think the fact that Sherwood's a converted safety, you got to have more packages where they're on the field together. That makes you better.
Yeah, I think you just rotate, to me. I said it in the offseason when there was a lot of talk that the Jets could move on from Mosley. Mosley deserves to be here for the turnaround, man. He was here for the Gase. He deserves to be. He was here in the crap, and he's been here channeling the message of, guys, we're going to turn this around. We're going to turn this around. I came from this awesome organization in Baltimore. We're going to come here, and we're going to flip the script. It would feel wrong, quite frankly, to remove that piece from the puzzle and us having the success without CJ. So I think it's rotation. Quincy's obviously getting his reps, but have Sherwin and Mosley kind of coming on and off the field.
Really, what you need to do is first and second, CJ's out there. Third down, that's when you use Sherwood more because he's really good at covering because he's so fast. He's a great athlete.
Right.
King of Dreams in the house. He writes, gang, what's up, K&D? And ladies and gentlemen, he really is a superhero. Forget Clark Kent. We got ourselves the great Rick Kent. How about a TED spot of channel memberships?
Show me the money.
Show me the money! Money.
There you go. Hit the Rick Kent emoji, people. This is why it's there. M. Gelati, Juan Seco, John Garcia, Oregon Jets, Rasta Dread, Kyle Smith, Slim, Jesus Jerry, Dalt, Dr. V-Man, all receiving a channel membership from the superhero that is Rick Kent. Incredible.
And Jake, I saw it. I saw your girlfriend in there, Margot Robbie. Money. Hey now. All right.
We love Margot. We love Margot, one of the greats. All right, more calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Jet Sparrow's on the line. He's the man because he's the one who put together the Cowherd video we exposed at the top of the show. So we thank him for his service, and he joins us now. What's up, Captain Jet?
Hey, guys, thanks for using that. I saw the subject of the video, and I was like, no way. Is there a chance that they watched the video? Because that blew my mind. So thank you so much.
Saw it. Thanks,
dude. Crazy. Good to see you again, Paulie.
Yeah, it's good to see you, buddy.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks a ton, man. I think I watched the one post game, and then I was just watching some other random stuff, and then I saw a pregame one, and I was like, wait, we're having a very different view here on the Pats. Like all of a sudden, the defense looks pretty good. I think it is prepping for the Jets to lose, and then all of a sudden the Jets beat them, and they're terrible again. So I just thought, look,
how that works.
The personal against the guy, I understand. He's got to pay bills. He's got to drum up interest in the narrative and whatnot. But my issue is the anti-Jets narrative just gets so lazy sometimes. We got to hold these people accountable. And Jake, you're doing a good job. So keep it up.
Captain Jet, I appreciate you, man. We gave you a shout out at the beginning of the video if you saw it when we played the clip. So great job exposing the fraud that is Colin Cowherd. For those who missed it, I'll play it one more time. It's pretty short, but this is just peak Cowherd being a fraud.
Tonight, the Jets are a 6-point favorite against New England. New England doesn't beat themselves, one of only 3 teams in the NFL with no turnovers. And the Jets offense is 20th in the NFL in yards per play. And to this point, we have to be honest. Aaron and the Jets are a lot of hype. I think this game is gigantic. And there's just this sense that, this is a given tonight. New England beat Cincinnati. New England took undefeated Seattle overtime.
The hamstrings must be hurting for Cowherd after that one, man. What a backpedal. Hey, Colin, welcome to the RDS Asylum.
Aaron and the Jets are a lot of hype. It's nonsense. They're 20th in yards per play, 27th in total offense, and it's Nat Hackett running the show. He's solely a pocket guy, doesn't run. He's slightly better than Jacoby Brissett. Right now, Aaron's immobile, expensive, and he's coming off an injury, and the Jets are a 6-point favorite. It's crazy.
Bum. Anyway.
Great video edit.
Shout out to Gator. Let's keep going here. All right, more calls. Let's try and rapid fire through. We're only doing a 90-minute show today. All right, we all need a break. I have things to do today. Boy Green's got sweet and passionate love to continue to make after that Jet win on Thursday. So let's keep going here. Let's go to Alex Levine, who's on the line. What's up, Alex?
Hey, JK, BG. Long time, first time. Just want to say a couple of things. You guys kind of make my points earlier. I did see the Patriots double Garrett all game. You see the one safety high. It was, how it was nice to see that quarterback can actually throw to a tight end. In the past, we've had quarterbacks that just didn't do it. And I don't know if it's just play schema or whatever. And the other thing I'm going to do as I'm knocking on wood is, preseason, we were worried about the center. Kind kind of happy that we kind of fixed that issue. Kind of makes it a lot easier and makes these games a lot more bearable because we're not worried like, hey, is the ball going to go over Rodgers' head and everything like that. So, and one last thing I'm going to say is, been going to Jet games for about over 30 years, but most of my life. And Sunday was the first time me and my dad ever got to go in the field and hold the American flag. So it was a surreal experience doing the first home game. Yeah, and it was just cool. And then the Blackhawks over and everything, and the crowd was awesome. And it was just you just can't plan it. And then of course we destroyed the Patriots. How can you not be happy about that?
That was so emotional, man. So shout out to you for getting to hold it for all the people that were out there. That's awesome. I was fired up, man. It was electric there on Thursday.
Awesome. Yeah. And and then it's cool. And I enjoy you guys' content and yeah, go Jets.
Alex,
Thanks,
appreciate you, man. You did a great job holding the flag. I mean, I saw great form, great posture, great grip.
Yeah.
Exactly what you want.
Forearm strength. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this guy always has a rapid fire take. The great Purple Belt Mike. What's up, PBM?
What's up? It's funny because I have just a question, and I'll hang up. How did Leonard Taylor look? I'm really interested to see the tape and what he did, and if he could stay on the roster.
He had a sack. I didn't watch the All 22 yet. I'll leave that to Fialco probably, but I mean, he had a sack and limited playing time. It's pretty good.
BG, did you see his tape at all? How do you look?
No, I have not yet. I haven't even gotten to see the broadcast tape yet. I was there live, and then we got back late last night from all the travel. So I've not seen it yet, but same thing. I saw the splash plays, and I think at the very least, who knows where he stands in the full rotation. It just felt good to see him active, to be honest with you, because I think that's something a lot of us have been banging the table for. And I think it's only going to continue to happen with Jermaine gone. They're going to continue to reshuffle those pieces of having that rotation in. So I think reps are going to continue to go up for old LT3.
And what about McGregor? You think that he'll make the active roster at some point?
He had been active, I think, the last couple of weeks.
I haven't seen him on the field.
Yeah, okay. I'll double check. I know for sure he was there for San Francisco and Tennessee. I don't know if he was active. I don't remember seeing him for a Patriots game, but he was definitely active for the first couple weeks.
All right, brother. Let's go Jets, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, Purple Belt Mike. Let's say hello right now to Indomable, who joins us now. Indomable, what do you got for us?
Jake, what's going on? What's up, Boy Green?
Hey, my fellow bearded brother. What's happening?
Hey, Jake, let me tell you 3 quick points, man. The first one, you're like one of the few people that I follow in sports media because although you're a Jets fan, you always keep it like rational and objective, and this moron, Colin Cowherd, I mean, Gase is a great coach. Gase is a great coach. I mean, we're talking about Adam Gase brought Joel Loguenis as his offensive coordinator and Luke Falk as his quarterback. The 3 of them are out of the NFL, probably working in a potato farm in Idaho. So the media nowadays has become clown factories. Look at, for instance, Emmanuel Acho. This year, he's treating Rodgers like a saint. Last year, he said that Rodgers was poison in the locker room, a guy that took a $35 million pay cut, the biggest in sports history. So I don't pay attention to media. Like, Jake, you're like one of the few people that I follow because of that. Objective and rational. Second, Joe Douglas. There's still some Jets fans out there. Oh, Joe D is not good. It's not good. Come on, man. We got to get it together. Like, Joe Douglas has Tony Adams, Sauce Gardner, Michael Carter, Brandon Eccles. Like, if you put it on paper, he has built, like, from scratch, a whole competitive squad. We only needed the quarterback, and we got the quarterback. So let's keep it quiet with Douglas. We're going to be fine, and he's a good GM. Lastly, Alan Lazard. He didn't get paid all that money. I think it was $44 million, 33 guarantee. I don't know. I forgot. Because he wasn't doing good in Green Bay. If we look, I just look at his stats for the past 3 years in Green Bay. That guy looked good in Green Bay. Last year, playing with a bunch of hobo quarterbacks, maybe did something to his mind. But I think that if Alan Lazard wakes up that monster that he was doing in Green Bay, boy, it's going to be a problem. And Malachi Corley, I don't know about you guys, what you think, but he gives me vibes of Jeremy Curley. Like the same vibe, and if he can become Jeremy Curley, I'm happy with that. Hey, guys, have a great day. Enjoy the weekend. Good talking to you.
Appreciate it. A lot of takes there. Thanks for the kind words. 600 people watching live. Only 296 likes. Let's get over 300. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. subscribe to Boy Green's channel if you haven't. Let's continue right now with a super chat from the real Robert Saleh, who's in the house. Great game, obviously coached by me. Colin is just butthurt because he knows my team will own the league.
Wow.
Your thoughts on that, Boy Green?
Yeah. That must be why he's butthurt. That's what I would say. I would also say to the last caller's point, like, man, maybe it's Jeremy Curley on steroids, because Jeremy Curley, I remember being a little more slender than Malachi Corley. But nonetheless, some of that juice is definitely there. So, it must be that. But I appreciate real Robert Saleh being a asmaniac. I did not know that. Wow.
I appreciate you. Appreciate you, Coach. You're the man, at least for this past Thursday, until the team loses one game and it's fire Saleh. The worst. Cashmere. Thoughts on folks saying Sauce is overrated? I would say these folks are morons. No one has ever been a first-team All-Pro in their first 2 years in the league at that position. Sauce was phenomenal, by the way, on Thursday. He didn't have one target thrown his way besides, I think, one. There was safety help over the top on it. I mean, he had a great game. He's Sauce Gardner. I'm not worried about him.
Yeah, I reiterate the point that I keep seeing people tweeting me the Calvin Ridley touchdown. Look, Sauce sucks. I'm like, Chuck Clark should have intercepted it. And it seemed like Sauce was surprised that Chuck didn't. And then the ball gets through in this kind of gimmicky play. So, those folks are idiots.
Idiots, we say. More calls right now. Tim from Fishlands next. Hey, Tim.
Hey, fellas. So on Thursday, Rodgers put on a QB clinic on how to play QB in the NFL. If that continues, the sky's the limits for us. Cow Turd and Nick Turd can eat their crow. I cannot wait. If we beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, I cannot wait to hear Nick fucking Turd cry. And you know, me being down here, my God, the Dolphin fans are so delusional. Oh, it's just one game. It's just one game. I said, did you watch that? When have you ever seen Tua throw a ball like that? Or scramble and throw a ball like that? Okay? That's number one. Number two, he's one hit away from the morgue. So Jesus. I said, what was it? I was watching the AFC East roundtable, man, and that guy TD is so delusional. My God, bro, he's such a fish boy. Like, it is what it is. And Boy Green, so I try to get on your Discord.
The Dolphins
and it's not-
are done. Their season is over. Tua, another concussion. You know why? You need an offensive line, you moron. And then there's Mike McDaniel. He has no balls. He has no brains. He is an overrated piece of shit. He worst coach in the league. This team is pathetic, putrid, heartless, gutless, ballless, everything else.
Oh my God! I watched that live stream. I rewatched that live stream. That was the pick six, I believe, that he threw against Buffalo.
Yeah, dude, he just
oh my God, I was crying. Okay, but Paul, I tried to join your Discord. It won't allow me to. It says the invite is no longer valid or anything like that.
I'll figure that out. I just
something.
helped someone else earlier. Yeah, I'll fix it after on Instagram.
Send me it on Instagram if you can.
Yeah.
We talk on Instagram, so just send it to me on that, and I'll get on there and I'll start playing some people on Madden. I'm 4-0 today.
Oh wow! Okay, you're feeling it, just like the Jets were on Thursday.
Shit, I had 3 interceptions with Sauce Gardner against the Eagles earlier today. I took 2 of them back for a touchdown.
There you go, baby.
Tim, you're my hero, brother. You are my hero. I appreciate you. Good call. Keep going here. Let's go to JJ in the car. This will end well. Hello, JJ. Thanks for the time, JJ. Let's go to Jake Klein. He's next. Hey, Jake.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
What's up, man?
Listen, great win. They did what they needed to do, which was, beat the pulp out of them. I was probably expecting it was going to be a much low-scoring game because it's the Thursday night football effect. But for Saleh to really get a real creditable win this season, he had to go in there and just beat the hell out of them. So I'm not happy about the penalties. That's going to bother me probably the rest of the year until that even gets better. I don't know if it ever will get better. But I would have to say, at least for the tight end position, like Conklin, thank God, finally Conklin's not just on the payroll. Like, they're finally getting him involved, and he's got the right quarterback. So I think that's something they have to utilize more than anything, is get the tight end more involved going forward, especially in the end zone. I will say this, Braylon Allen looks like, I've said this for the last couple of weeks, he looks like Le'Veon Bell. I've been saying this now for the last couple. His style of play reminds me a lot of Le'Veon Bell. And it's going to bring up the argument going to next year of, are we truly going to pay Breece Hall? I mean, this is kind of why you draft running backs every year, because you're seeing the problems right now around with running backs around the league. Like, they're not playing at the highest level. They can be replaceable. So, I mean, Breece will be a big part of this season, but I think Braylon Allen is showing you why they'll be comfortable if they don't want to pay Breece Hall down in about the next year or so, the fourth year next year. But otherwise for this season, Morgan Moses, at least thank God his injury does not look serious. It looked a lot like Jordan Love's injury with the MCL, so that makes me feel comfortable. To all the Brock Bauer fans out there, I hope you can apologize to everyone who wanted a lineman, because this is why we need him, and this is why we're going to need him. I hope Tyron's going to keep staying healthy. But the offensive line has impressed me. I just say this to all the Jet fans: please win the next 2 weeks. Get home against Buffalo. Beat Buffalo, which we can do. When we beat Buffalo, and by that time we'd be on, a 5-game win streak, hopefully, then I can say finally for a fact this team is Super Bowl ready, because that's when I think they can be taken. But we beat a bad New England team. They have no offensive line. I understand it's exciting, but just do it again next week. I'll be at the game next week. Please just make sure Bo Nix is so bad that we see Zach Wilson in the second half. That's what I really want to see next week. So let's just make that happen. Go Jets, and solid, get your penalties in order. That's all I'll say.
I was waiting for it. That's about the most optimistic you'll get from Jake Klein.
Oh, okay. That's my first
Nate
time
writes
meeting
in,
Jake.
we'll all be waiting for Jake Klein to say we're a Super Bowl team.
Eventually, perhaps.
Anyway, look, here's the thing, right? Did somebody say Brock Bowers?
Did somebody say Brock Bowers?
Thank you, Gary. Man, let's continue with your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, he should definitely be seeing a doctor, because something has been lasting way longer than 4 hours. We're talking what? 48 hours now?
The only thing better than all them shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
Jake, how do I sound?
You sound okay so far. We'll find out.
All right. Let's see how this goes. I'm actually using an old school earpiece to see if I could stop sounding like a robot. So if it's not working, I don't know what to do next besides get a new phone, which is happening soon. So,
well, you should do that anyway, because your potato phone sucks.
That's pretty harsh, Jake. That hurts me a little now. Oh, look at you guys, man. Just a couple days ago, I was hugging both of you.
Yeah, I know. It was awesome to finally meet you, Mr. Bonesy.
No, it was great meeting you, Boy Green, and the fam, and Jake, as always. I'm still sorry I was late to your party. We took a side course. It took us way too long to get over there.
You wanted to get your steps in. I see what was happening.
Facts. We were eating too much. But.
What time did you get home, by the way? Did you go all the way back to Poughkeepsie from MetLife after the game?
Yeah. I ended up getting home around probably closer to 1 o'clock.
It was actually not as late as I thought. That's not that bad.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't terrible. I got out of there a little quicker though. I got out of there a little earlier. We parked at the end of the lot, so we got out of there nice. But man, I'm still tenting. I'm still just excited by, we've been waiting for literally 2 years to see this guy that we have in Rodgers. We were waiting the whole time just to see, one, he still got it. He could shut everybody up. 2, we were waiting to see him get out of the pocket, which was great to see. And 3, just take a couple licks and get up and just be the man that he is. It was a beautiful thing. And, I have some takes about Hassan Reddick, too. We're not really talking about him much, but what is this guy doing? Jermaine goes down, and Will McDonald has 5.5 sacks. Think about what Hassan Reddick would be doing on the other side. He wants the bag. Come get some free sacks. We're a sack factory.
he'd have 20 sacks. He'd get paid $30 million next year. Instead, he's losing all this money, and what's he gonna do? Hold out, and then we still have his rights next year? Like, I just don't get what he's doing. He's just digging his ditch deeper, and I'm still on the side that Joe Douglas made this move because it felt like you were almost getting him for free. If someone else signs him after the 1 year, we get that third compensatory pick back. We gave up a third. It just felt like you had to take his word for it. And look where we are. It's just wild to me. And then on the flip side, I mean, everyone was saying about Bryce Huff, pay the man, and it just shows that like our system is something that defensive ends thrive in. They get numbers, they get chances to rush the quarterback, especially when they're going to be playing with a lead. So Bryce Huff right now, Eagle fans are crying for them to trade him back to us for Reddick because they're so upset right now. And I know it's early, but he's not a 3-down defensive end, and it's just, I don't know. I just feel like I trust Joe Douglas's judgment sometimes, and I feel like we all have to in certain situations. Just like, I don't want to gloat too much, but I feel like there was me and maybe 3 other people that were saying, hold the fort down for Lazard. Just wait. It's for his boy. They're best friends. Last year, if Rodgers didn't go down, we would all own Lazard jerseys. So when I was always, I'm not always attacking people, but I remember people calling him like, man, just a 6th-round pick, a 5th-round pick for Lazard, get whatever you can. It's like, yo, guys, man, this is Rodgers' best friend. Him and Garrett are still trying to get on the same page. Look what it shows when you have somebody who knows the man. Lazard has been solid in Green Bay for how many years? He didn't forget how to play football. He just didn't have the best, top 3 greatest playing with him. So yeah, Lazard ain't going to change your team, but when you put him with his homie, I mean, it was a beautiful thing, guys. I'm very, very excited and get to start Sunday football, and we already got the dub. I can't wait for tomorrow, man. This is so exciting, fellas.
Bonesy, make sure you see a doctor, okay?
I hit up Craig, and he told me I was shit out of luck. You just had to deal with it. So I've just been doing, the normal wait and see for when it's going to go away, and I don't know if it's going to. Watching Rodgers do that, watching Rodgers call plays and tell when he said G, go back to the left. I started tenting right then and there. It's like, I love you boys. Can't wait for next time we chill, and go Jets, baby. Let's go.
Mr. Bonesy, everybody. What a guy. What a gentleman. A gentleman and a scholar.
The one and only.
Jet it out. Do you guys think Sherwood makes his run defense better? Yeah. Put him on the field more. He's fast. He makes the defense better. He's a really good player. I've been saying it. And he's looking damn good. Could he take the middle? Would Mosley work outside? No, I think they're interchangeable. I mean, Sherwood calls the defense when Mosley went down. I think Quincy played more in the middle too, which is encouraging. Quincy was great, by the way. Also, noticed who was a captain the other night with Mosley down. They elevated Quincy to captain status.
Ooh, I love that. That's awesome.
Oh, that Mosley's impact on that whole room is incredible.
That's why I think that gets overlooked a lot. Like people say, Mosley's old, throw him out. Like, damn, man. Like, come on now. Like he brings more than just that too.
J-Rod, all I want is a Jets Super Bowl in my lifetime. Go Jets. Let's get one and run it back. Rodgers would be a legend here like Messier and Clyde. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I have nothing to add to that, J-Rod. I'm right there with you.
Yes.
Gator writes in, wondering if Papa Green pointed out that the Jets could have scored another touchdown against the Pats if Rodgers had showed up for mandatory minicamp for 2 days. Yeah, what does your dad think of Mr. Rodgers' performance the other night?
You know what's funny? This morning he joined me on my show and he said, boy, they could have gotten in the 30s or 40s. So he brought up they didn't score enough, which was funny. He was at the game on Thursday. That was funny. So he did have some of that. And he said it surprised him, all the mobility. So it quieted him. It quieted him.
Well, he still has a place in the RDS asylum.
The leader of the team has opted to go on vacation rather than participate in mandatory minicamps. It's unexcused. So it's something he chose to do without going to work. Jets, in my opinion, can't find him enough for someone that showed up for work 4 days last year.
I'm glad we can laugh about that now. That like that happens, and we're like, what an idiot, and then we're enjoying all this. It's pretty tasty.
Gator, another masterpiece with that one too. Big fella. Can we talk about the 5th round of the Zach draft? Amazing. JD, while having some big misses, has had some big late hits. Yeah, I mean, for a
Michael
draft
Carter,
that features
yeah.
one of the biggest busts in the history of the league, they took a 2nd-round receiver who's been a bust. They really did find some really good players from that 21 class on day 3.
Again, Joe Douglas deserves credit for the identifying, and obviously the coaching staff deserves credit for the development. And J-Man was a long development. One of the years he blew out his Achilles. We forget about that and was lost for a year. Safety to linebacker. They talked about the weight conversion he needed. So it took a long time, but obviously this Jets coaching staff can see things. They see traits in players that the rest of the league ignored, or he wouldn't have fallen all the way to the 5th round. Amazing.
Amazing is right. Hit the like button. Folks, I want to give a huge shout out right now to Michael Levinson, who called the show earlier, then signed up for the Patreon in the middle of this show for the year. He put the money up front, and he saved 15% by doing it. He just joined the Discord I see as well. So, Michael, appreciate your support, man. Thank you to you and everyone out there for joining the Patreon and supporting me on that platform. All right. Your guy Woody was on the line. I was about to go to him, but he just dropped off.
Oh, no.
Woody, call back. We'll squeeze you in.
Yeah, there you go.
Brendan Bradshaw, I would go to you, but your camera's off right now. If you get that, actually, maybe you're just in the dark. Looks like he was just in the dark. Hello, Brendan. You're next.
You're in my pocket.
Oh, okay.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, what's up, Bradshaw?
Hey.
What's up?
Oh, I just got some Hardee's ready to watch some college football.
There we go. I love it. What's the order at Hardee's?
Wait, what's a Hardy?
Okay,
Yeah,
I
you
think
know, like
y'all
the
call it
restaurant with the
Carl's
star.
Jr. Can you hear me?
What is it?
Carl's
like
Jr.
the restaurant that's the star on it, like Hardee's Jr.?
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't have that around here.
Oh.
Y'all don't have a Carl's Jr. or Hardee's?
Yeah.
Not in the New York City area, to my knowledge. No, I never had it. I've had Carl's Jr. though when I lived in LA.
Okay, yeah, it's the same thing as Carl's Jr. But I get a spicy Nashville chicken sandwich, no pickles, crispy curly fries, and a mellow yellow.
Very nice.
Go.
Are you anti? I don't even know. I'm gonna have to try this. I'm gonna have to give it a whirl.
There you go.
Yeah, it's delicious, best place in town. But yeah, I was calling in because I wanted to say I think we've got a good lineup for the next couple weeks, being that we're playing Denver.
Yep.
And I feel like we can make our little adjustments, kind of like the timeout issues we had last week, and just some of the penalties. I think we can sharpen that up against the Denver team. And then by the time we go to play Minnesota, we're on complete 100 cylinders, or 8 cylinders, whatever. And, I think we can just blow right through Minnesota, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and then I don't even know who's after that, but they're all losing. I don't see us losing another game.
Yeah, there we go, Badshaw. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Yeah.
Hey, Badshaw, have you had Raising Cane's?
Yes.
That's my favorite fast food.
I've never had Raising Cane's. What is that?
Okay.
Oh, Paul, you'll make sweet and passionate love to the Caniac combo, my man.
Really?
I know you.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Definitely.
Wow. All right.
Well, I'll tell you something better than Raising Cane's, and it's a Arkansas fast food place. It's called Slim Chickens.
Ooh, I've heard. Doesn't Shaq own Slim Chickens?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think he owns a lot of them because there's
I've
one
not
that
heard
opened
of
in
that.
Houston.
Slim Chickens? What is that? So like a Chick-fil-A or something, or what?
Well, it's like, how Chick-fil-A, they're real polite. It's like the Lord's chicken. This is the devil's chicken. Like, you see guys, if you're driving in Arkansas and you look and see a guy in an alley, he's not tweaking out on meth. He's tweaking out on Slim Chickens. Like,
oh, I see.
Spend all his money on Slim
I might
Chickens.
get that for lunch right now. I might get some Chick-fil-A or
there you
some
go.
Raising Cane's. I'm kind of feeling it right now.
The devil's chicken.
I know. I thought I was getting on here to talk about the Jets, and I'm sitting here like
Wow.
schooling and where to eat chicken at. But but no. Do y'all kind of agree with me on the with Denver, I don't
Yeah.
want to overlook Denver. I mean,
No,
when
the
you
Jets
do
can't
overlook
overlook
teams,
anyone,
that's when
man.
you get beat.
100%.
You can overlook Denver. You can overlook Denver.
No.
Now they should
But
beat
I
them, but like you want to handle your business. I'm complete because you want to blow them out so that you can get Rodgers out of the game and not risk injury. That's the other thing too.
Correct.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I know y'all got other callers. I just wanted to kind of get on here and speak to y'all for a sec, but I appreciate you having me on, Jake. Boy Green,
Brendan,
you already know, buddy.
Where are you from, Brendan? Your accent is tremendous.
I'm from Arkansas, but I'm as northeast as you can get in Arkansas without going into Missouri.
That's amazing. So how'd you become a Jet fan?
So well, 2 reasons. So one, there was just when I was growing up, I was about 5 or 6. That's when Vinny Testaverde and all that was happening. You know, we went to the AFC Championship, lost to Denver. I had a video game where the Jets were the best team on the game. And then also another reason is when I was growing up, my favorite TV show was King of Queens. And it's still my favorite TV show. So, I mean, I can relate to that guy. His eyes are getting weary, and his back is getting tight, and he's driving home to his wife. I mean, I can relate to that, you know.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah,
Wow.
that's how I became a Jets fan. I don't have. It's weird. It's like people think I have family in New York or something. Nope. It's just I'm a loyal guy. When I pick somebody, I stick with that team. I picked them when I was 5. I've stuck with them. That's what when my wife married me, she said, "Hey, I know you will stick with me through thick and stuck with the Jets." So I was like,
"That's right."
Mic drop, you know.
Brendan, excellent call out of you. Call back more, all right? That was tremendous. Excellent job by Brendan there. How about that? King of Queens. He's a big Doug Hefferman guy.
That's awesome. Yeah. Brandon's a longtime caller of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Appreciate it. Brandon's a good guy.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, I've used the line before. I mean, you know I'm loyal because I'm a Jet fan. I mean,
of course. Yeah, there you go. That's right.
Great dating profile prompt right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, hit the like button if you're tuning in. Reminder, merch store, promo code JetsWin. It gets you 15% off all items in the jakeasman.com merch store until this Monday at noon. We're celebrating 2 Jet wins in 4 days, so we're extending the 15% sale on merch. Promo code JetsWin at checkout. Check it out. All right. Boy Green, final thoughts from you. What is the thing you need to share? You need to get off your mind as we wrap up this show and take everyone into their Saturday afternoon.
Please, people in the universe, stop saying these things about Garrett Wilson where they say, aha, he wasn't that great of a receiver and all these other. I just don't understand that noise I keep hearing and people telling me that in the streets and all these things. Garrett Wilson is a superstar, and he's getting treated like a superstar. That's what happens when you show up in the league and you show chutzpah, you show pops. What's going to happen is defenses are going to come after you, and they're going to try to take you away. And right now, other people are winning, which hopefully, and I know Garrett's a competitor, so I know he wants all the targets, yards, and touchdowns and everything. It's going to come. Everyone else is going to keep eating, and after they eat, defenses have to react to that. That's going to open up things for Garrett. So I keep hearing that noise at the radio station here locally. People know I'm a Jets fan. I'm getting crap for it all the time. I am sticking by Garrett. I'm not selling any of my Garrett Wilson stock. I got him on as many fantasy leagues as I can. Garrett Wilson is going to be awesome, and I think he's going to break through. He's going to have these crazy 10-plus catch, 200-yard, multiple touchdown. It's coming. I know it's coming, and I can't wait for it to be here.
Not for nothing, but Garrett Wilson on that touchdown catch, another throw by Rodgers was amazing, but the job by Garrett to still get his feet inbounds. I mean,
sneak it in, get the ball in. Oh, yeah, it was terrific. It's awesome.
Special footwork. Yeah, he still had the biggest catch of the game 4 days ago, 5 days ago, or
Correct.
6 days ago now, whatever, against the Titans.
Yeah,
3-1 with
right.
Snead. So, people, enjoy it, man. 2 Jet wins in 4 days. I looked it up. You know the last time that happened? 2010.
No.
Last time this team was good.
Wow. Yeah, right. Yeah, not so ironic, I guess. Not so surprising.
Boy Green, you're the man. Where can people find you if they don't know already?
Yeah, baby. It's Boy25 on YouTube. I appreciate it. I love that we get to do this show together at least once a week, which is a lot of fun. So, yeah, it's youtube.com/BoyGreen25. We're live every single day at 7:30 in the morning, and we're getting closer and closer. We're closing in on 7,000 subscribers, like 50 or 75 or something away from that. So we're getting close. It's awesome.
Go subscribe to Boy Green. He's a true, passionate Jet fan that calls it how it is, which is great. He's Boy Green. My name is Jake Asman. Jet fans, you guys are great. Get your merch, jakeasman.com/shop. Hit the like button. I will have details about our London event in the coming days, so stay tuned for that for all the Jet fans who are making the trip out to London. I want to thank the audience for watching this show, all the streams we did. Once again, thank you to everyone who came out to Jersey last night, to Hackensack for the Joe B and I podcast on Joe's platform. That was a lot of fun. Great to have so many Asmaniacs in the house, too, showing some support, so I'm grateful for that. Everyone, enjoy your football Sunday tomorrow. Stress-free, no Jets to worry about. Love it. Thanks to everyone who watched. He's Boy Green. My name is Jake Asman. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Jets, 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 Jets.
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
Boom! We're trying to change this whole attitude around here. You know, we're trying to build something special here. Get these fans that believe in us. They've been tortured for a long time, but it's great to be a Jet.